What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Today I'm doing a Tennessee Whiskey, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. So Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select is bottled at 47%. To classify a whiskey as Tennessee Whiskey, it has to be passed through maple wood charcoal. Other than that, pretty much all the same rules apply to Tennessee Whiskey as they do to bourbon. So it has to be 51% corn, has to be aged same amount of years, that sort of thing. Jack Daniel's uses, like I said, maple charcoal, and that gives their whiskey a smooth finish. In my opinion, we all have our hang-ups when we were younger, especially when we first started legally being allowed to go to clubs, bars, that sort of thing. We would choose the cheapest whiskey to usually get drunk on. For many Canadians in Ontario, and I'm sure many Americans as well, Jack Daniel's, the original, the 40% whiskey, was the drink of choice to get drunk off of. Sad to say, but that's the truth. The single barrel select is drastically different. But unfortunately, because of conditioning, because of drinking these things when you're younger, you develop these biases towards things. So it took me a while to really get into Jack Daniel's, and I was first offered this single barrel select, I would say probably about 6 months ago, by a friend, and I loved it, and I was shocked at how much I loved it. And then I bought myself a bottle, and I've been telling a lot of people about it, and I've bought this bottle for some people to help crush that old bias that they have of Jack Daniel's. For many people watching this right now, they're probably thinking, why are you so late to the party? As soon as I tried the single barrel select, I had to try the single barrel proof, which I absolutely love. But today we're talking about the single barrel select. So 47%, we know that it has to be natural color. So these are first fill virgin oak charred barrels. That's part of the rules for Tennessee whiskey, much like those are the rules for bourbon. The maple filtering, the maple charcoal filtering, is what I think gives Jack Daniel's its signature smell, that banana smell. That must, in my opinion, be a combination of its mash bill and that maple charcoal filtering. And you definitely pick it up here. It's, I want to say, caramelized bananas, banana custard, vanilla, super sweet on the nose. It's got a fantastic nose. It's one of the nicest nosing whiskeys I've tried. Caramel for sure, just super sweet. Deep fried banana even. Maybe some like subtle peach note in the background as well. I could smell this for a long time. This is an incredible nose. Okay, on the palate, it's sweet. The banana custard comes through on the palate. It's got a nice mouthfeel. I'm not sure if there's any chill filtration happening here, but we do know because of the maple charcoal filtering that it's very smooth whiskey. I don't think there would be any more filtering than the maple charcoal, to be honest with you, but if you know, write it in the comments below. I don't think there is. Super ripe banana, caramel, brown sugar, banana pudding. So it's safe to say that if you don't like bananas, this is not going to be the whiskey for you. But if you have a sweet tooth, if you like banana desserts, you get banana bread, you get a cereal banana note. There's a type of Cheerio that has banana flavoring in it. That kind of reminds me of this. The finish lasts. It's not hot at 47%, which is, I think, an awesome percentage for bottling whiskey, 47%. The barrel proof is all this but magnified, which is nice because then you can kind of adjust it with the amount of water that you need. We're gonna talk more about that in that particular review, but I'm having a lot of trouble not giving this an A+ because of how versatile this one is. It's a nice strength. It's probably about 8 or 9 years old. It's natural in color, and it's a beautiful smelling and a beautiful tasting whiskey. So I have to give this a 90. This is an A+ for me. Everybody I've allowed to try this whiskey is in love with it. And that's kind of why it was my best whiskey for a beginner, as well as the best everyday whiskey, because it encompasses all the things that a beginner would love about whiskey. It's sweet, it's not too hot, you can add a drop of water if you absolutely need to, you can add an ice cube if you absolutely need to. It's got all the elements that you want in a whiskey, with the nice smells, the nice taste, but it also has a lot of complexity if you're familiar with whiskey, if you have an evolved palate, and you can pick out some of the nuances that come from this whiskey, okay? Like all different types of banana desserts, and the caramels and the brown sugars and all that different type of stuff. It's incredible stuff. Honestly, I really, really like it. For $35, you can pick that up in the United States. For $55 in Ontario, because we are charged a little bit more than the average city, country, province, state, whatever. Really, really nice stuff. I know there's a lot of people probably thinking, oh my god, this guy just gave an A+ to a Jack Daniels, but if you would have told me I would do that 5 years ago, I would laugh. But this is really, really good stuff. And if you're shocked by this, then you're gonna want to watch the single barrel proof, because it's on another level in my opinion. Really, really good stuff, guys. That's a 90 on the dot. So the way my A+s work is from 90 to 100. I don't think I've given anything more than a 93 in my head. I give A+s. I think this is about the 6th A+ I've given in total. I have 150, this is 154 videos. So I don't give them out very easily. I give out quite a bit of A's, and I give out quite a bit of A- and B+. And the reason for that is I tend not to buy whiskey that I don't like, and I tend not to review whiskey that I don't like. The reason for that being is I want you guys to know to go out there and buy something that's good. I'm not gonna sit here and trash a whiskey just so that you guys don't buy it. I just will avoid it. All right. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that'll give you opinions on bad whiskey. That's just not for me. I don't really want to do that. I want to tell you guys what's good out there. All right. So that's a 90 for me. That's an A+. Coming up shortly, like I said, I have the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. I have Weller Antique 107. I have Wild Turkey 101. I have Wild Turkey Rye. Maker's Mark. Maker's 46. And then in a special live review with the Basement Drammer Mel, I will be doing Elmer T. Lee. Okay? I will be doing Willet. And I will be doing Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye. So I get to complete this series for, well, not complete it because I'm not going to be doing the Bottled in Bond, but that's just because it's not available to me in Ontario. Alright? A lot of really cool stuff coming up. We're almost halfway through American Whiskey and Bourbon Month on Whiskey in the Six. I'm having a great time doing it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please let me know in the comments below. Most importantly, subscribe so that you can get all these updates when these videos do come out. Cheers, guys.